Jiho held his hand and pulled him. So what? I just sat down and got off, they said angrily, rubbing his hand on the horse. You don't understand, Taehyung. These are very dangerous. They ran so fast that no one expects Jungkook can control them. This time, you explain to him. Jungkook, stop it, guys. Hun, tell them. How will I ride a horse? They won't believe me. You explain it to them. Keeping his hand on her waist, they said with a pout. Hyung has taken horse riding training, and he used to ride a horse once a week without coming into that side. And he had to swim. Just keep quiet. Just say as much as I told you. They spoke angrily interrupted him. Hun, who was telling, became speechless after his clothing to which you smiled. One, two, three. Keeping a very high chair near him, they climbed on that white horse. Without us turning to see him, even the servant who was working there, Taehyung didn't know how dangerous this house was. Hun looked at Hyung's face shining with happiness, and Hun was a very beautiful young boy whose eyes were like Taehyung. Why are you afraid? Just sit down. I will not ride the horse, okay? Seeing their worried face, they smiled and said, Taehyung, please got off. You might get hurt. Jimin said worriedly while looking at the horse. Let me sit on top for 5 minutes. They sat and sat down while a smile. When the horse suddenly jumped up, they quickly grabbed him by his throat, otherwise he might fall, while Jiho and Jimin rushed toward him in worry. When the horse suddenly ran into the opposite direction, they screamed. When the horse crossed the small boundary, the three of them were stunned and screamed after the horse, who ran on the road leading through the forest. The horse speed was so fast that Taehyung didn't even get a chance to jump. Call Jungkook Hyung, Jimin said anxiously to Jiho, who had found Jungkook's number. While Hun was looking anxiously on the road from where that horse had gone, the worker who was working there ran him, but the horse has disappeared from the sight. On the bridge, with a sad face, they was trying to stop the horse, but the horse didn't stop. He had been an expert in horse riding. He would have fallen to the ground and injured himself a long ago, but he was an expert. How could he have fallen like that? The horse had entered a garden and then suddenly knocked him down. He screamed and hit the tree. His forehead was cut by sharp brushes of the tree. Are you okay? Taehyung's hand was on his forehead when they were startled by an unfamiliar sound. A man of above 30 years of his age was standing in front of him, who was looking at Taehyung. They was about to get up when this man quickly extended his hand to him. He stood there, ignoring his hand. Where did my horse go? They looked around worriedly and said, He's gone. The same man spoke at him. He left without taking me. They were surprised. It seems you're quite urged to die. The horse can have thrown you into the ditch or something. You're lucky that you have escaped from that, breaking your bones. He looked at their face and said with a good manner, There is no need for you to prize. I'm free from me. Don't think of me as such a boy. They was heard angrily while brushing his cloth. I don't like talking to such boys. I like you, so I talk to you. The man said seriously. Done talking. Now get out of here. Taehyung said tried to lace his boots properly with a pout. The place where you are landing is my land. In fact, all the lands you are seeing around were mine. The man put his hand on his pocket and said with a smile on his lips. The boy was quite interesting to him. Why did Kankai like ordinary people? This boy didn't look ordinary, but there was something about him that drew Kai toward him. Keep his hand on his chest. Taehyung started looking around. So, they said angrily and moved toward the road. The man also started walking behind him. I have never seen you before. Where did you come from? The man spoke very politely. I'm son of John's family. We come to Korea 3 days ago. They spoke seriously. while the man coming behind Taehyung stopped. Suddenly, angry expression suddenly appeared on his face. Then controlling himself, he came in front of him. They stopped for a moment. If you say so, I will drop you off at your house. With a unique gleam in his eyes, he spoke. Taehyung, before they could say anything, he had angrily got out of the car and stopped on the road. The man, wearing the white suit, coming toward him without stepping on the field. He had come to him. His hand was covered with stone like expressions. And seeing the man with Taehyung, seeing Jungkook, they had run toward him in an instant. You? Get in the car. He cut Taehyung off, looking at Kai with hateful eyes. They shrugged his shoulder and sat inside the car. Kai continued to stand there looking at Jungkook with a slight smile. In response, Jungkook looked at Kai with hate, turned around, got into the car, and sat down. He left the car at speed and disappeared from his sight in a moment. Grandpa was leaning on the railing while watching the children playing in front of him. Then his eyes went to the person sitting in the further corner who was sitting silently, making mark on the files. No one knew better than him how his life was. Jungkook had scolded Taehyung a lot, to which Taehyung remained silent, saying it was his fault. They had locked himself in the room in anger until evening, but in the evening everyone dragged him out of the room and brought him in the garden, where they were now playing. Taehyung's voice, were coming from the side, was echoed throughout the garden. Grandpa was shocked while looking at him, and he straightened up when he saw his grandson sitting far away. He had smiled after seeing Taehyung's mischievous fight and arguments. This thought had come to him now. He quickly left from there and went toward his room to plan how to turn his idea into reality. Speak softly, otherwise go inside. Don't disturb me. Taehyung, Jihu, you, and Hon were arguing among themselves. When Jungkook said seriously, they all fell silent in an instant. He so urged to be grandpa. He again scrawled me in front of employee. Don't you know I am so innocent? They had great estate and spoke so loudly that Jungkook suddenly looked at Taehyung. There was an emptiness in Jungkook's eyes that Taehyung couldn't understand. How do I look? Raising his eyebrows, they asked, forcing Hon to smile. In a blue-colored dress with a little makeup, Taehyung looked really pretty. But the reason of Hon's smile was his Taehyung, who always asked him like a friend whenever he gets ready. So beautiful, like always. Putting the closer to his chest, he said lovingly, by the way, where are you getting ready to go? Hon asked, placing his hand on his waist. We have to go to your Jungkook house. We have breakfast there today. They was adjusting his dress, said with a snort. Jimin had given him this airs. Okay, let me change first. Saying this, Hon ran toward his room. They quickly went downstairs. When he was going down, he bumped into someone very hard. What the hell is this? Are you blind?